Welcome to the Unconventional Wisdom Podcast with Ed Rempel, the show about the most effective methods to achieve financial security and freedom. Find out what really works. Insights are based on in-depth experience from a fee-for-service financial planner, tax accountant, Canada's #1 financial planner blogger, and your host, Ed Rempel. Retirement's fake stages. How slow-go is just code for didn't save. You've probably heard the conventional wisdom about retirement stages. The go-go years right after you clock out, full of adventure and travel, then the slow-go phase where things wind down due to age and aches, and finally the no-go period of quiet homebound days. It's a neat little narrative peddled by financial planners and lifestyle gurus alike. But what if I told you it's mostly a myth? That slow-go isn't about creaky knees or fading energy. It's usually just about didn't save enough. Today, we're busting that myth wide open with hard data, real surveys, and some eye-opening figures. So stick around, because if you save like you mean it, your 80s could look more like Ibiza than a rocking chair. So in this post, you'll learn traditional retirement stages, go-go, slow-go, and no-go are largely a myth. Travel and activity levels remain high into the 80s for those who are financially secure and healthy. Average retirees see only modest travel spending drop in 75 to 84 age range. Wealthy retirees maintain high travel spending in all stages with minimal slowdown. Many retirees have inadequate savings, half are broke or sensitive to small cost increases. Reduced travel is usually due to insufficient savings, not inevitable age-related decline. Finances are the main issue for go-go and slow-go, and a major issue even for the no-go stages. Conservative investing can reduce retirement investment income by 2/3 versus growth portfolios. You can plan to be healthy longer. Poor financial preparation, not aging itself, forces premature lifestyle cutbacks. All right, that's a good topic. So here we go. So traditional retirement stages, go-go, slow-go, and no-go are largely a myth. Let's start with the basics. The idea of retirement phases traces back to financial planning models from the 80s and 90s. In the go-go stage, roughly age 65 to 75, retirees are supposed to splurge on bucket list trips, hobbies, and experiences. Spending peaks here. Then around 75 to 85, the slow-go kicks in, less active pursuits, maybe local outings instead of international jaunts as health supposedly declines. Finally, no-go after 85, medical bills rise, travel halts, and spending drops to basics. Sounds logical, right? But recent surveys paint a different picture. It's not age dictating the pace, it's your bank account. So take travel. That's the hallmark of active retirement. An RBC Wealth Management poll echoes this, with 63% of Americans over 50 listing travel as a top retirement goal. According to the 2025 AARP study, adults aged 50 and older are traveling more than ever, averaging 2.5 to 3.9 trips per year. That's not just the young retirees. Data and our experiences working with thousands of Canadians show that when seniors are financially secure and physically able, they keep going strong well into their 80s. Let's look at some statistics. AARP data show only a modest decline in the number of trips as retirees age. So before retiring at age 50 to 64, the average is 3.9 trips per year. At 65 to 69, it's 3.3 trips a year right after retiring. After age 70 to 74, it's 2.8 trips. And for age 75 plus, it's 2.5 trips. So regular travel for all age groups. Travel and activity levels remain high into the 80s plus for those who are financially secure and healthy. So here's the key. For those over 80, travel doesn't crater until real health issues hit, like in the 90s or when mobility truly fails. Solvent, healthy octogenarians are still booking cruises, golf trips, and family vacations, just more luxurious and less strenuous. Internet discussion threads from retirees confirm this. Many say they only slow down in the mid-80s, and even then, it's often due to budget constraints, not just age. Think relaxed ocean voyages or resort stays, not backpacking. Real spending on adventure holds steady or even shifts upscale until serious health tanks it. Average retirees see only modest travel spending drop in 75 to 84 age range. So spending on travel for average Canadian retirees tends to stay high into the mid-80s or later. So let's put real Canadian dollars on it. For the average retiree, the go-go spending hits $6,500 to $8,000 a year, multiple trips and adventures. In slow-go, it's modest drop to $4,800 to $6,200 a year, about 20 to 25% less, often on cruises or resorts. Only in no-go does it crater to $1,800 to $3,500 a year when health truly limits most. So why do so many enter slow-go early? Spoiler, it's the money. Wealthy retirees maintain high travel spending in all stages with minimal slowdown. Now contrast that with the wealthy Canadians where money is not an issue. Those with more than $1 million in assets. Their go-go phase, $25,000 to $50,000 or more annually on bucket list trips, global trips, multi-generational trips. The slow-go holds at $20,000 to $45,000, shifting to ultra-luxury cruises and deluxe snowbird stays. Even the no-go is $10,000 to $30,000 on assisted high-end getaways. For them, the fake stages barely exist. Finances keep the pace elite until health says otherwise. When money is not an issue, spending on travel for wealthy Canadian stays high onto the 90s or longer. Many retirees have inadequate savings, half are broke, or highly sensitive to small cost increases. So enter the harsh reality. Half of retirees are essentially broke, forcing them into premature slowdowns. A USA Facts analysis reveals that 46% of American households have zero retirement savings. An AARP study ups the ante. 20% of adults 50 plus have no savings at all, and 61% they won't have enough to support themselves in retirement. Forbes reports that nearly half of households will run short if they retire at age 65. And in Canada, the IG Wealth Management Study with Polaris Strategic Insights found that 80% of respondents say rising costs are challenging their retirement readiness, with many prioritizing current spending over long-term saving. For more unconventional wisdom insights, follow this podcast and share it with your friends. I sometimes refer to a chart or image. Don't worry, if you want to see the chart, it's on my YouTube channel in this video with the same name. You can be the first to receive all my new podcasts by subscribing to my email list at www.edrempel.com. My services and costs are at edrempel.com/help. You can request a free 30-minute consultation at edrempel.com/talk or share feedback and topic ideas at edrempel.com/feedback. Now imagine this, 60% of retirees would skip vacations entirely if interest rates or costs rise by just 0.5%. According to a polling data from Polaris Insights on financial pressures. That's not a dramatic hike. It's a tiny blip in higher monthly expenses. Yet for those living paycheck to pension, it's enough to ground their retirements and their dreams. Bank rate surveys show similar trends. Inflation and rising costs are forcing over 80% of holiday travels to alter plans, with many canceling altogether. It's not old knees keeping them home. It's empty pockets. So reduced travel is usually due to insufficient savings, not inevitable age-related decline. And the data backs it. In go-go years, 45 to 51% blame finances for skimping on travel versus just 21 to 29% for health. In the slow-go, still 40 to 45% blame finances, with health 29%. Only in no-go does health surge to 46% or more, while finances drop to 30%. So without adequate savings, that go-go phase fizzles fast, turning into slow-go by default. Looking only at finances and health, and not other reasons, 2/3 of retirees aged 65 to 74 reduced travel for financial reasons, 60% aged 75 to 84, and even 40% of those aged 85 plus. Finances are the main issue for go-go and slow-go, and a major issue even for the no-go stages. So this is key. Even retirees over age 85, reduced travel results from not having the money almost as much as from not having the health. The issue is poor prep, not old knees. Conservative investing can reduce retirement investing income by 2/3 versus growth portfolios. But it's not just about not saving, it's about saving wrong. Many retirees play it too safe with investments, opting for ultra-conservative options like GICs, guaranteed investment certificates, or the classic 60-40 portfolio, that's 60% stocks, 40% bonds. While these feel secure, they can lead to significantly lower income over your entire retirement compared to more growth strategies. A couple investing $10,000 per year each from age 25 to 65 in equities, earning 8% a year, should grow a portfolio of $5.181 million and be able to support a retirement income of $90,000 a year just from their investments. If they invested in a balanced portfolio earning 5% a year, their investments should grow to $2.416 million, and they can only support $28,000 a year. That's only a half of the retirement portfolio and a third of the retirement income from their investments just because of more conservative investing. Why does half the portfolio reliably provide only 1/3 of the retirement income? Not only do more conservative investments mean a much smaller portfolio, they also mean you should take a lower retirement income from it. My research with the 4% rule study shows the rule of thumb for a safe withdrawal rate is 2.5% plus 0.2% for every 10% in equities. So with no equities, 2.5% withdrawal is safe, 2.5% a year. With 50% in equities, you add 0.2 times 5 for a safe withdrawal rate of 3.5%. With 75% or more equities, the 4% rule should provide you with a reliable inflation-adjusted retirement income. So in short, safe withdrawal rate is 3.5% for your investments each year with a balanced portfolio, but 4% a year with an equity portfolio. Now combine that with a significantly smaller portfolio from conservative investing, and you end up worrying about running out of money in retirement, so you cut back on travel. That's what most retirees experience. Now, you can also plan to be healthy longer. Our experience helping thousands of Canadians with their finances is that those with money and health keep traveling and enjoying life. They generally spend as much in their 80s as they did in their 60s, with more luxury travel and less active travel. Eventually, it's health that slows them down. You can also plan to be healthy longer. I read a fantastic book called Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia and did a post about it last year. It's called How to Have a Long Lifespan, Health Span, and Wealth Span with 3.0 level thinking. So the biggest lesson I learned from the book is that the big health issue with seniors is that they lose muscle mass when they get older and get feeble. Then they fall and break a bone that reduces activity and then often experience a quick decline. The answer is a high-protein diet and weight exercises to keep up the strength. You can do many other things, such as test to discover diseases and stay active. So the point is that you don't have to resign yourself to not being able to have travel, entertainment, and fun in your life when you get into retirement. Plan to have enough money with effective saving and growth investing, and plan to have health with a protein diet and exercise. You can plan for decades of enjoying life and doing what you find meaningful. Poor financial preparation, not aging itself, forces premature lifestyle cutbacks. So poor preparation, not inevitable aging, is the real culprit. A Forbes article nails it. The 60-40 portfolio is dead for longer lifespans. We're living to 90 plus, needing growth to outpace inflation. Morgan Stanley agrees, urging a rethink for better diversification. But flip the script. Save aggressively, invest wisely with a growth-oriented mix, and your golden years glow. Data from the Rhodes Scholars 2025 Outlook shows 64% of retirees prefer flexible solo travel, proving desire doesn't dim even if you lose your life partner. With solid finances, 80 looks like Ibiza, partying with grandkids, exploring new spots, living large. So ditch the fake retirement stages. The issue is poor prep, not old knees. Retirement pace is in your hands, or rather your portfolio. Start saving and investing like you mean it, and tomorrow's adventures wait. Thanks for watching. Now go plan that dream trip. So what you learned here was traditional retirement stages, go-go, slow-go, and no-go, are largely a myth. Travel and activity levels remain high into 80s plus for those who are financially secure and healthy. Average retirees see only modest travel spending drops in 75 to 84 age range. Wealthy retirees maintain high travel spending in all ages with minimal slowdown. Many retirees have inadequate savings. Half are broke or sensitive to small cost increases. Reduced travel is usually due to insufficient savings, not inevitable age-related decline. Finances are the main issue for the go-go and slow-go, and a major issue even for no-go stages. The conservative investing can reduce retirement investment income by 2/3 versus growth portfolios. You can plan to be healthy longer as well. Poor financial preparation, not aging itself, forces premature lifestyle cutbacks. Thanks for watching. My name is Ed Reppel. My blog is Unconventional Wisdom. It's the #1 blog in Canada for a full-service financial planner. It's just edrempel.com or unconventionalwisdom.ca. It's CA, so .ca because we're in Canada. I have a YouTube channel, blog, and podcast. If you subscribe to them, all that means is you get my weekly post. We don't market it in any other way. The YouTube is edrempel.com/watch. Podcast is edrempel.com/listen. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you for listening. For more unconventional wisdom insights, follow this podcast, give it a review, and share it with your friends. Be the first to receive all my podcasts by subscribing to my email list at www.edrempel.com. My services and costs are at edrempel.com/help, and you can request a free 30-minute consultation at edrempel.com/talk. I often cover listener questions, so if you have a burning question or topic on which you'd like to hear unconventional wisdom, please ask or share feedback at edrempel.com/feedback. See you next week.